Hey, what's going on everybody, and a warm welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. And on today's episode, we look at the top 6 whiskies for this coming spring. You know the drill, run that video. Alright then folks, so we have 6 whiskies to get in today. And for the most part, they're pretty easy to find, barring maybe 1 or 2. Depends what state you're in. I know places like Utah and Virginia and Pennsylvania are state-controlled liquor states, so you might have a little bit more difficulty finding them. However, for the most part, you should be able to get all of these whiskeys. So let's just dive straight into it. So when I was thinking about Whiskies for Spring, I wasn't thinking about maybe something too of a higher proof. I wasn't thinking about something too spicy. I was looking maybe more on like the lighter side with maybe some more berry and botanical notes. As we kind of awaken from our winter slumber, let's try to brighten some stuff up here. So to begin, we went straight away. We went to 1792 and we went for small batch. So this isn't the highest proof whiskey out there. This is coming in at 46.85% or 93.7 proof. So not very hot at all, but still carries a decent little bit of proof there. Very approachable, very drinkable. But why I wanted to include this whiskey on the list, number one, it's fantastic value for money. It sits around about $30, maybe even less, depending on where you are there. But it has this very botanical kind of flavor profile and nose to it. It's very floral, which kind of, you drink it and then it tastes a little bit more like a red berry comes through. So you have the floral botanical notes and you also have like a really nice berry note. So the perfect whiskey to kick off spring. And like I said, this whiskey is pretty much findable across the whole US. Has a really nice red label on the back, red and gold, kind of warms you up a little bit to spring there. A really great tasting bourbon, excellent value, very findable. So that's the first whiskey to drink for this coming spring. So number 2 on this list, and this is going to be a pretty unique whiskey, and maybe a whiskey that you folks out there haven't been aware of or maybe don't know much about, and that is going to be the original Gold Bar Premium Blend. So this is source whiskey. But for the life of me, I couldn't find where they sourced the whiskey. It just says that they pull it from different distilleries, they go out and search it throughout the US there. It is called whiskey, so it's not calling themselves bourbon. So it just says blended whiskey finished in California wine casks. So you're definitely getting some of that wine profile there as well. You're getting some sweet caramel corn in there too. I get a really nice ginger spice note to this as well. But then you also get this red wine note to this. It's like a jammy dark cherry note that just kind of takes over the whole whiskey. It's not the highest proof whiskey. It's coming in at 40% alcohol, so just barely to make it called a whiskey. But it definitely drinks higher than that. It definitely drinks more like a 50% ABV whiskey, which is quite unique. Like I said, I think it's to do with that like ginger spice note that's definitely there. But it's just so much going on. It's actually a really great whiskey. It does say that they won double gold in 2016 at the San Francisco Liquor Awards, which is a pretty decent achievement there as well. Exceptionally smooth, it goes on to say, proudly finished in the golden state of California, Gold Bar is outstandingly smooth and delicious flavor. Notes of honey, fruit, and spice, which I can relate to. I think it has all of those. So it comes out of San Francisco. You might be able to find it in Costco's around that area for like $30 to $40. But this is also mostly available to most people around the US because you can buy it online as well. I think the price does go up a little bit more, closer to $50 with the shipping and whatnot, but it's definitely available to states that can have liquor shipped to, and I know that's not everybody. But if you do see this and you want something just a little bit different, and maybe you're a fan of wine finished whiskey, then I think that this might be a really good option. Like I said, it is on the lower proof side, but definitely drinks a little bit higher than that. I really want to do a review on this, so maybe in the next couple of weeks we might be able to see that put out. So yes, a very unique bottle, but I think definitely worth the splurge if you can find it for about $30 or $40, that's for sure. And it kind of looks pretty cool. It's not gimmicky like you might think because it looks like a Gold Bar. It actually does stand up quite well. I do think it's pretty good whiskey in that. So that was Gold Bar Premium Blended Whiskey. So third up on this list, we went to Brown-Forman, specifically Old Forester, and we went with Old Forester 100. yes, you know, when I think of maybe the heavier Old Foresters, like the barrel strengths in the 1920s, that kind of maybe reminds me a little bit more of fall with the sweeter notes. But I do think that because this isn't as proof heavy as its sisters and brothers, I do think this is a really great bourbon for the springtime, because yes, it still has some of those sweeter notes. Comes in at 100 proof, it's not too spicy, but it's just very approachable, very affordable, very findable, and very approachable. You don't need ice, you don't need water. You can just pour into a glass. You can just sit on the sofa, sit outside as the spring is coming, and just sit outside in the sunshine and just drink a little bit by bit, and it's not going to blow your palate to pieces. You're just going to really enjoy it as well, but it's just going to keep you warm enough for those springtime. So this, I think I paid like $22 for it, which is really great value for money. Also, this whiskey is fantastic in a cocktail. Folks at home, I'm sure have heard me talk about that a bunch before. So a lot of these bottles are, like I said, well, pretty findable and pretty affordable as well. So I'm trying to make realistic recommendations for you folks at home there, and I think this just fits the category really well. If you like a whiskey that has like a lot of those barrel char sweeter notes, I definitely think that this is for you. So that's why this is bottle number 3 for Whiskies to Drink this coming spring. So for bottle number 4, we're just going to go classic bourbon, and this is probably the hardest bottle to find for some people at home there on this list. And we just went straight down the middle, Buffalo Trace. Why I chose this bottle, for the most part, it is pretty findable. It's really cheap if you can find it for MSRP, which you should be able to in most states. I think I paid, I regularly see it for $25, $26 for a 750 milliliter bottle. Yes, this is a 1 liter store pick, but we can just disregard that. Just Buffalo Trace in general. Why I think this is a really great bottle of bourbon for spring. Again, much like the 1792 and Buffalo Trace in general, you get this beautiful bacon maraschino style cherry on the nose as well, and Buffalo Trace always provide a really nice oaky backbone with some really nice vanillas rounding out that profile there. And this is no different. 45% alcohol or 90 proof, so we're still on the lower side here. There is a little bit of a theme. We're not really going for some of those proof hound or higher ABV numbers. We're just looking for really nice subtle drinkers to try to bring our palate back up for the summer, and this is going to fill out that quota with those berry notes, with those vanillas, and kind of like that oakiness there as well. Hopefully you folks at home can find it. If you can't find this this Buffalo Trace in your state, let me know what state you're in, because I'm always curious, because some people comment quite a lot, I can never find Buffalo Trace, but they never say what state they're in. So it would be really interesting. If you can't find this, let me know where you're at so I can avoid it in the future. I'm just kidding, but seriously, let us know down below. Then 2 bottles left here, and we're gonna go with the rye. We have 1 rye on this list. So we've had a premium blended whiskey, we've had 3 bourbons, and now we're gonna go with a rye. Not just any old rye. We went with the Sagamore Spirit Rye, and this is gonna be the rum cask finish. So those who are Costco members who sell liquor in their Costcos will know this bottle quite well, because I think they had it in all the Costcos that they could sell liquor at. And this was coming in at, I think it was like $49.99, which is insane value for this bottle, because usually it's gonna cost you around about $60. I think that the last time I went to Costco, they had a couple of these bottles left. So if you're someone who has a Costco membership and they sell liquor at that Costco, definitely go to buy this bottle. This is a little bit proofier than the others on this list, because this is coming in at 49% or 98 proof, so close to the Old Forester 100 there. But what this does, because it's finished in a rum cask barrel, you definitely get some of those like cane sugar, kind of like a little bit of tropical fruit there as well. Think maybe like a pineapple or like a touch of mango. You definitely get that kind of Caribbean feel whilst drinking this. So if I can make a recommendation for you folks at home, for the people who like making cocktails, if you like Mai Tais, try this whiskey in a Mai Tai, but instead of putting the dark rum, just put this in instead. It still has some of those rum notes, but it also has a really nice taste of whiskey and a little bit of spice in there as well, and it makes for this very unique, phenomenal taste in Mai Tai. Again, this whiskey, you can find it at most states. It mostly is sitting on shelves, it's not allocated anything like that. I think that they have a couple of different releases from Sagamore. They have a whole lineup of like port finish, tequila finish, and there's just a bunch of other ones as well. But I definitely recommend the rum finish one for this spring. So that was Sagamore Spirit's rum cask finish. And then for our last one, we went for Four Roses, the small batch select. So this is this is the highest proof ABV on this list, coming in at 52% or 104 proof. This is like my third bottle I've bought of this stuff. And I really do like it. It definitely does have a little bit of a spicy note to it as well. Why I chose this whiskey, if you've ever been to McDonald's and you've had the cherry and vanilla pie that they do there, this kind of nose is exactly the same as that. It has these beautiful, bright, red, sweet, jam, jelly type notes there as well. Beautiful custard, cream, vanilla there. And then it also does have a little bit of spice to help navigate and cut through that. A little bit of a higher proof, but still definitely sippable while you're outside enjoying the spring, looking at your garden as it's starting to bloom, I guess there. But also very affinable, should come in around about $50. It is a blend of a couple of Four Roses, different recipes. This one is OBSV, OBSK, OBSF, OESV, OESK and OESF. So a lot of the flavor notes are like mint, fruity, a little bit rich there as well, mint again, a pear and apricot. So blending them all together, you're gonna get a lot of those flavor profiles there, which makes it great, beautiful sipping spring whiskey. All right then folks, so this is our list of 6. So we had 1792 small batch, we had the original Gold Bar, Old Forester 100, Buffalo Trace, Sagamore Spirits rum cask finish, and then the small batch selected by Four Roses. 6 excellent whiskeys for you to sink your teeth into this spring. If you can definitely pick up 1 or 2 of these whiskeys, just as something, as a seasonal drink, these are definitely excellent for spring. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Thank you to our patrons. And don't forget, as we drink through the world's whiskeys, one glass at a time. Cheers.